Hey, how's it going? It's me, Lyndon from Penthouse Entrepreneurs, and today I'm going to be retelling my $0 to $100,000 story. It's going to be long. I'm not here to sell you anything. The suit may look really nice. It may look like I'm trying to sell you something, but I'm not trying to sell you anything today. Just trying to get some people motivated on YouTube, let them know that anything is possible if they put their mind to it, and yeah, anything in life is achievable. Everything in life is achievable. But I'm gonna start this story off when I was 17 years old. I graduated high school. I went to two high schools. I went to a trade school and a normal high school. I'm not gonna name those high schools right now, but of course, normal high school, doing all my normal classes. The only AP class I ever took was economy, AP economics. I said economy, but I graduated from two high schools. The other school, I got some certificates in robotics and engineering, just to show that I had some knowledge in building robots and designing model airplanes or designing little toys and like 3D inventors. I can't remember the name of the products that you make them in and print them out of, but I did all of that and got second place in a national competition. It was best day of my life. It's somewhere around here. I don't have it hung up anywhere, but I was really happy about that achievement. And yeah, that was my last year of high school. I graduated, and after that, nothing happened. I kept saying that I was gonna go to school. I wanted to go to Georgia Southern University for computer engineering or Georgia Tech. Um, Decided not to because of things like tuition, and I wasn't confident at the time, especially in math. I wasn't that confident in math. My SAT scores were absolutely horrendous. Never took the ACT, only the SAT. So I never really got accepted anywhere. So I had to go to a community college where I was like a revolving door. I never went to class or I just never stayed awake in class. And if I did stay awake in class, I never understood anything that was being said. And if I did and I took notes and I studied and everything, nothing just ever seemed to go my way. Um, and then one day, I took this course. Well, not one day, let's just say after a year of me trying to go to school, I've been working at different jobs like Staples, Chuck E. Cheese, Battery Bulbs Plus. My last 9 to 5 was Home Depot. Not talking marketing, like in an actual store. That was 2 years ago. I only worked there for 6 months. We'll get to that later. But after trying to find something in school, like I said, I started working these 9 to 5s, and I was playing my life away on League of Legends, CS:GO, Crossfire, um, you name it. I was probably on it. Battlefield. Around the time I never liked Call of Duty. Call of Duty was really bad around the time like Call of Duty Ghost came out. That was like a horrible game. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, horrible game. So I fell out of love with COD and played Battlefield. But I played these games, and one day, so I usually main bottom lane in League of Legends with Sona assisting the ADC. And when I tell you I'm the best heal support on this face of the planet, I'm the best one. I don't care who you are, I'm the best. And I do my thing, but my ADC doesn't do their thing. And sometimes I have to do their thing for them, which then tilts the game and whatever. Anyway, so I'm playing one day and I get banned. So I log in and it says, "Oh, your account is permanently banned." And I'm like, "Oh man, that's whoa. And I had my friends on curse, so I had my headset on. It's like, yo, guys, I got banned. And they were like, oh, man, that's terrible. Why? And it's like, I don't know. They're not really telling me. And then I tried to log in again and again and again. And then I got a new message, and that new message was like, oh, hey, you're banned, and it's for life. The previous ban was like for 100 plus years, if I even make it that long. But it was a lifetime ban. And I was like, wow, this is so crazy. So I sent them emails, constant emails asking why. I put in thousands of dollars into this, so much time, all these skills, all these runes, all these books. Like, you're gonna just remove me like I was never there? And they're like, yeah, you know what you did. You know what you did. And I'm like, what did I do? Please tell me. But I know what I did. And the truth is, I wasn't cheating. Someone else was cheating for me, trying to get me up in ranks because my team at the time wasn't good. Whatever. Take me to jail. I don't give a shit. That's in the past. But I got banned. Greatest day of my life. I go on YouTube. I see this guy named Engineering Truth. Today, it's Honest Careers. And I was watching his videos in the past because I was thinking of, like I said, going to school for computer engineering. And one day he interviews this guy named Seth. And Seth is talking about how he's working remote and how he's living his life and marketing for these different companies. And for some reason, everything in my head just made sense. I guess it's because of all the sales experience that I had previously. Like, oh, okay, so instead of you promoting them in like a Walmart, you're literally online and you're posting ads on top of search queries, display ads on the side of the websites, YouTube ads on YouTube, Gmail ads on the top of Gmail, shopping ads, and shopping Google ads. And I was like, wow, like this is something I'm curious in. I had the money at the time. I bought the course and I took the course for a month. Within that month, I literally had no life. I just put everything into that course. And to be honest, the amount of content that was on there wasn't much at the time, but it was enough for me to go back through it at least 2 or 3 times within a whole month period for me to finally understand most of it, not all of it, because as we all, or as I know, Google Ads is always changing new features, new things every day. Something's always in beta. So I knew as much as I could know at the time. But the greatest lifesaver was the resume at the end of it. Hey, this is the resume. This is everything you learned. The whole body description, everything. It was like, wow, like this is completely different from my current resume, so I might as well. At the time as well, I was a temporary worker for HP and Microsoft. I was selling their products in Walmart. HP laptops, Windows, McAfee, you name it, I was probably selling it. A printer. I wasn't working for Walmart. I was a contractor for a specific company to work as a vendor for these companies, for Microsoft and for HP and Intel as well. It's crazy. Around the time they flew us out to Texas and trained us, really taught me everything that I know now about computers and processing powers and RAM. Everything at the time made sense. I was a real computer geek at the time too. But yeah, I was a temporary worker for HP and Microsoft as a vendor. And around that time is when I got the interview for the position at the small agency, Boost by Design. And I'll gladly say their name on this video besides my high school and stuff because they really gave me the opportunity to work with them, really see everything inside the dashboard, really learn everything about Google search and Google display. Also really taught me about my own city. Like I didn't know about certain restaurants in the city that I was promoting, and I would go there and eat there and experience the whole place, and that would help me with my ad creative, and it was a really like awesome experience. And Byron and the team over there is great, and I really always appreciate them, even though they let me go, um, which is another story for another day. But I worked there for a year, and then they hired this natural, this guy. I don't even remember his name, but I'm gonna tell you this crazy connection in a second. Um, but they hired this guy out of New Jersey, and he has Google Ads experience. He spent more than me. He has more experience. It's a smaller agency, and they let me go for him. He brought more ideas. I honestly thought like, oh, this is gonna be a collaborative. Hey, there's another media buyer here working on Google. We're gonna bring in more clients. We're gonna scale this. It's gonna be awesome. Bouncing off ideas. No. Hey, we're gonna have to let you go. Um, we see you working better at a bigger company somewhere else. Um, and you know what? I didn't accept it at the time because it didn't make any sense to me because I thought I was at the time moving in the right direction. And it always seems to happen like if you get too complacent at something, by the time you want to change, sometimes it's maybe too late. And at the time, I learned that. And because the things they were bringing up, I was like, man, that happened like 6 months ago. That happened a year ago. Like, it's weird that you're bringing it up now, like a little picky girlfriend. Like, oh well, you did this. It's like, well, I did that a while ago. But anyway, they let me go. I was depressed, um, but I was confident. I was very confident. I knew. I just knew. I knew. I was like, yo, I'm gonna get another job and it's gonna be easy. It wasn't easy, but I knew. I'm like, with everything that I took here, I know I'm gonna go kill it somewhere else. Like, for a fact. Fast forward 3, 4 months later, um, in and out of 9 to 5s, but I still have this thing in the back of my head, and I'm hitting the back of my head because I shouldn't be doing that. I should be loving the back of my head, but I'm like, man, I know this thing about Google Ads. Like, I ran ads for this restaurant. I ran ads for this exterminator that's on a billboard. I ran ads for this plumber that was down the street, this roofing company. What? I'm like, this should someone out here, someone out here needs to at least know what I know. So, um, I had a job opportunity in Atlanta, and at the time I was like, "Yo, yes, I'll totally take that." I think it's called 360i, the company in Atlanta. Um, but I drove up to Atlanta, and I didn't make it. I turned around. I didn't have confidence. I even fell asleep driving a car. I was probably playing video games till like 3 a.m. and tried driving the car, 4 hour, 5 hour drive with no sleep. Um, and yeah, I just called them. I was like, hey, is there any way I can like reschedule this? Is there any way? And they told me, yeah, and they told me these other dates, but I was like, man, I'm not gonna try. Why would I? I'm like, what? I'm like, there has to be something else. Has to be something else. Because at the time as well, the pay wasn't great. It was like, it was gonna be more than I ever made, but it wasn't great. And I was really shooting for something good. Uh, so around the time, fast forward maybe another 4 months, this recruiting company named Mundo found my resume, and I was working at, I think Battery. I was working at some, I don't know, guys. I tried doing so many different things. I tried doing door to door for DirecTV. Comcast, Comcast repair guys. Um, I really, to be honest, I didn't try, but I did put in the effort to at least go there and I don't know, see how I felt about it and see where it took me. But I'm working at God knows where. And this guy calls me with a surfer accent. He's like, "Yo, dude, like, it's me from Mundo, and I saw your resume, and you look like you know something. Do you want me to help you find a job?" And I'm like, "Yes, please." And I thought it was a scam at the time as well, but I went with it. I'm like, "Yo, yes, please," because I never remembered uploading a resume anywhere to no recruiting company. Around the time I was uploading my resume to monster.com and Indeed as well. Like I tried the whole Indeed thing again because at the time when I got the job at the agency, I put my skills on my resume on Indeed and I instantly got hit up. At the time this time, I never got anything. It was really sad. So this guy hit me up and he's like, "Yeah, I can help you out." And I'm like, "Yeah, help me out." So I'm working. I'm working my 9 to 5. I'm also at the same time around this time retaking my Google Ads course, and this guy hooks me up with a company, and they ghost me. I'm not even gonna go further into that. They just ghost me, and I was depressed. I'm like, damn, like, is this? Am I ever gonna do this again? Like, this is just sad. And then this Mundo guy keeps calling me. I'm like, leave me alone. Like you're a scam. Like I kept telling him, I was just so hurt. My brain was like, this guy's a scam. Like he just played you. Like he got your emotions high for a job out in Virginia Beach. It was in Virginia Beach, by the way, and they could just ghost you. Like wow. All right. Well, okay. And then one day a hurricane comes. So I'm working at Home Depot at the time, and I can't remember the name of the hurricane, but the hurricane, this was like in 2017. So if someone wants to do the research and look up what hurricane came up the Gulf of, or came up the side of Florida and was supposed to hit Georgia, but as usual, it never does. It just does a little curve and it hits a little bit of North Carolina, South Carolina, and it goes away. Or maybe it goes way up north to New York, and yeah. But um, I had a hurricane coming and I decided to escape where I was. So I decided to take this 2001 uh, Mazda Protege. Um, I can't remember the actual name of the car, but it was a red 2001. Oh, Mitsubishi Eclipse. I don't know why I said Mazda Protege. It's a 2001 Mitsubishi Eclipse stick shift, and the clutch is dead. There's no clutch, and there's a clutch in the car, but it's almost dead. And my dummy self, I took it to a mechanic, and the mechanic was saying, "Yo, this clutch." No, 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 no. I took it to several mechanics, and all these mechanics were busy. So I'm like, damn. Either I drive to Atlanta. Oh God, no, never got. Never mind, guys. I'm skipping way far ahead in the story, but this car had no clutch, and I tried driving to Atlanta, and the car broke down. And the girl I was dating at the time got her roommate to pick me up and take me to their place, where I stayed until the hurricane subsided. But while I stayed there, I got a call from Mundo, and I decided to pick it up this time. And they were like, "Hey, do you want a job out in Baltimore?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, let's do it. Sure." Not taking it seriously because I'm like, "Yo, this guy's a fucking scam," but I'm gonna go with it anyway. I'm like, "Sure, whatever." Um, Turned out to not be a scam. Turned out to be one of the best decisions in my life. Hiccups. The girl at the time even was asking, "Are you gonna really do that?" I'm like, "No." Go. Why would I do that? Why would I move to Baltimore? Like these. I'm like, this isn't gonna happen. Like, and I told her the whole previous story. Virginia Beach, they ghosted me, and like, are you serious? Like, I'm not gonna do this. But eventually ended up getting my car fixed, and believe it or not, drove to Baltimore. I didn't want to drive to Atlanta, but I drove to Baltimore. And the company at the time, Agora Financial, was paying me around 45,000 a month. I mean, not a month, a year. I wish I was getting paid 45,000 a month soon, very soon. But they were paying me 45,000 a year, and that was the most amount of money like I've ever made in my life. Moving 6 months into it, even like 6 months, I'm making 55,000. I'm like, wow, okay. I mean, not much, but again, most amount of money I've literally ever made in my life. Like, I have my own apartment. Um, I'm by myself. Like, I pay rent no problem. I pay the lights no problem. Like, this is crazy. And then moving into the 2 years, I walked out of that company making like 65. With bonuses, it would have been like 75,000 a year. Added on with the clients I had on the side, if they were paying me around 1,500 to 3,000 a month, that's close to 90 to 100,000 a year. It's like, oh, okay. Now, with all that being said, I ended up being laid off. The company ended up losing a lot of money, a lot of money. Coming up with ideas, trying to promote those ideas, ended up failing, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, ended up failing. FTC, SCC, all them boys coming through, ruining stuff. Understandable, completely understandable. The financial endangerment was unreal. Still is to this day, still very unreal. But fast forwarding, I'm now here in California. I'm living in this apartment, penthouse. I enjoy it. Kind of lonely sometimes, but I make it through. I'm in this suit. I currently, with bonuses, should be making 100,000. I have no complaints. Now, with all that being said, that's 3 years. Now, let's say I never got banned on League of Legends. I would probably still be playing League of Legends. I have no doubt in my mind. I don't doubt that for a second. I'll be still playing. Probably still trying to find a 9 to 5, something better than 750. You know, Chuck E. Cheese is like 725. Staples is like 750, $8 an hour. Man, you people out here in California are blessed. $15 an hour. Like, I had to, had to go through the dirt, through the trenches for that. But that's my story. I'm out here in California 3 years later, from 750 an hour in Staples. I'm telling you that you can do it too. It's not impossible. I feel like I'm gonna make 500,000 this year. Don't ask me how. I'll reveal it by the end of this year. But yeah, I'm shooting for 500,000, and I'll see you guys there. Penthouse entrepreneurs.